What's going on, guys? Thank you for choosing to spend some time with me. In this Diecast Emporium video, as you can probably tell from the title or the vehicle that you're currently looking at, we're going to be doing a little bit different model review than I normally do. However, at this point last year, you may recall, some of you, that I did a collection update on my Brad Keselowski cars. So if you look at the top of your screen right now, you'll see a bubble. And if you haven't seen that video, make sure you go ahead and check it out. It's very, very cool, pretty neat. And that'll give you an indication of some of the cars besides this one that are out there in the market. Okay, so before we take a look at the car, first off, we're going to look at the box. So let me move this out of the way. Like I said, this is made in 1/24 scale. So this is the larger of the two options in NASCAR. The smaller one that's usually geared towards kids is 1/64 scale, which is the scale like Green Lite Collectibles or Hot Wheels. Very, very close to that. These are the more expensive, more detailed scale models designed for adults. So as you can see, Team Penske is celebrating their 50th year in racing this year. On the side, you've got the number 16 here, obviously denoting what year of car this is. Very similar backside. And here, it gets really cool. Hopefully the camera will not glare on it. It shows one of 1,273 ever to be made. So this is a limited edition, obviously. Now these boxes are a little bit annoying, to be completely honest with you, but they do seem to protect the model better than boxes of years gone past. So the first thing that you'll see and get out of the package is your certificate of authenticity, congratulating you on your purchase. You can pause the video if you want to read all of that, and also make sure you want to register your particular model at LionelRacing.com. Now, Lionel, you're thinking, well, don't they do trains? The answer is yes, but they bought out Action Racing Collectibles, so now, and the RCCA brand. So now, really, Lionel manufactures these. So taking a look at the box, it's a little bit awkward. It's got a mixture of plastic right here, which is normally taped, that you can pop open once the tapes are cut. And then the car sits in this styrofoam base. Even more irritating and annoying, and I can name about 70 things I'd rather be doing once I get a new 1/24 scale model, are these. Now, as I mentioned before, they do a fairly good job of protecting the model during shipping, so there's not a whole lot of damage. However, getting these screws and these, I don't even know what to call them. I guess these screw jackets that hold the screws are an absolute pain in the butt. The idea, on paper, was to stick a quarter into these slots right here that you see. And by spinning the quarter, it would loosen up the screw and remove the car from the base right here. Now, I don't know if I'm just the most unlucky Irishman on the face of the planet, which is entirely possible, but of all my recent NASCAR 1/24 scale diecasts that I've had to resort to a screwdriver, and a quarter is just absolutely useless. But anyway, long story short, that's why it's designed that way. So, with that out of the way, let's go to the most important thing, which you guys are tuning in to look at. So, Brad Keselowski, just a couple facts on him. He is the 2012 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champion. He's from Rochester Hills, Michigan, and he currently owns 2 trucks in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. And throughout the year, he participates in select Xfinity races in the number 22 discount tire Ford Mustang. This is his, what they call, primary paint scheme for the Sprint Cup Series. Now, what a primary paint scheme is basically the car that runs the most races. And Brad has won 4 races already this season, at least at the date and filming of this video. He won at Las Vegas, at Talladega, the Daytona night race, and then Kentucky just a couple weeks ago on an amazing fuel strategy derived from his team strategist, Paul Wolfe. So, taking a look at the side of the car, the alcoholic beverages cars do require you to be over 21 to purchase them on the track, or at the track from the NASCAR Fanatics. And it's the same with many of the websites that are out there. My favorite website for NASCAR diecast is thesundayhauler.com. thesundayhauler.com, like as in the haulers that would take the cars to the track. And I will post a link in the description of the video. So make sure you guys go check them out. Pretty great people. And you can also get some pretty great deals. Anyway, on with the details. Both of the Penske cars, Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano, they run very limited contingency sponsors. Not sure why that is, but on other race cars you'll normally see not only this section, but almost all the way to the door number will be filled up with little sponsorship decals. And the same is true right here on each side underneath the headlight. If you can't see it, that's the Sunoco sign. So obviously number 2, Miller Lite. The trunk does open right back here. And I'm going to try to show you this. But that red device in there is the fuel cell that is accurately recreated. This is the Team Penske 50 Years of Racing logo. And obviously on the back, focus camera, thank you, you can see the hashtag Miller Time and Light on both sides of the taillight graphics. Also, up here in your window is your number, so your serial number. So when you go to register your diecast, that's how you would find it. These right here, which this is kind of a funny story, especially for Brad Keselowski. Those of you race fans are instantly having flashbacks of Talladega 2009, but we won't go there. So these are what are called roof flaps, and they are designed to deploy when a car gets sideways, and they are designed to keep the car stable on the ground so it doesn't flip. Somewhat similar to flaps on aircraft, only on a much greater scale. So those are created. Last but not least, the trunk does open, but it can be pretty difficult to open, so if you'll give me 1 second, let me go ahead and grab a little tool and I'll be right back, and we'll continue on with this video. Okay, so here we are. We got the trunk open, or excuse me, man, it's been a long day. The hood opened, and there you can see the engine right here. Your radiator is right here. Your chassis all the way around here. And underneath the hood, see if I can get it to focus, it says Miller powered by Ford. So it's pretty cool that Lionel/Action/Motorsports Authentics, whatever you want to call them, went to the detail to look even underneath the hood. On the front, as every Sprint Cup Series race car has for the past couple years, the driver's name is up on top of the windshield. And in silver Sharpie, again, I'm not sure how well it's going to turn out with this lighting situation, but it is hand autographed by Brad. Brad's a good friend of mine. I see him once or twice a year at Miller Lite appearances and the races that I go to. Very, very nice guy and very personable guy. Very, very good guy. So that's his signature on it, Brad K. Obviously, spelling Brad Keselowski, he'd probably need about 7,000 more windows to take that up. But either way, it looks good. So overall, this 1/24 scale diecast made by Lionel Racing is really, really a nice piece. Especially if you're not 100% into NASCAR, but you kind of want to start getting into it because it's, it's pretty cool and you like diecast. I would recommend one of these cars. It doesn't necessarily have to be Brad's. There are about 35 other options you can go to. I know a lot of you on my channel are on my channel because you are passionate about Caterpillar. Caterpillar has a Sprint Cup Series race car, number 31, driven by Ryan Newman. So if you go to thesundayhauler.com, you can look him up, pick up his diecast if you will. These usually retail for anywhere between $70 and $75. But again, consider the quality that you're getting. Oh, one last thing before I let you go that I wanted to show you. Underneath here, you've got your exhaust that's been accurately modeled. And these two holes are what the screws would go in that I showed you before. And here's your transmission. Yes, the front axle is steerable. It doesn't have a great range of motion, but it's good enough, and it's certainly better than none at all. So yeah, these are very, very well detailed and replicated models. Again, the beer-sponsored cars of Keselowski and Harvick, you have to be over 21 years old to purchase. Either that or smooge over your parents. Either way. But yeah, be sure to go check out thesundayhauler.com. They've got some great deals, great family-owned business. And if you like this review, go ahead and do me a favor and tell them I pointed you in the right direction. So as always, guys, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next Diecast Emporium review. Have a great weekend.